This is Valley News Live at 10.
And I'm scared for my daughter being in school there.
Parents in Thief River Falls are speaking out tonight. They say they are scared, they're angry, and they are fed up with bullying and attacks happening within their school district.
Many of them say they feel like school leaders aren't doing enough, and they shared their concerns with Valley News Team's Aaron Walling tonight following a viral video of fights at Franklin Middle School.
You see these days, these shootings and stuff like that, afterwards there's always these red flags.
Some parents in Thief River Falls believe the bullying in their town is hitting a boiling point, and they are afraid what could come next.
I think there's a lot of red flags going on in Franklin.
The school district acknowledged in a letter to families that these incidents have been happening, with Superintendent Paula Henry saying the schools are safe for students and necessary action is happening. But to these parents, the school district isn't doing enough.
I don't think what they're doing now is working at all. I think they need to call in parents, they need to hold students accountable and maybe, do some suspensions, something a little bit more serious than what they have been doing.
It's extremely terrifying, and the more I found out, I realized it's not only the middle school, it's also the elementary and the high school. It's the whole district.
I don't know the full answers, but I know what we're doing right now is not working at all.
These videos that have been circulating within the school district range from a student being beaten in a classroom to another being attacked in a hallway. If nothing changes in the near future, some of these parents say they have no issue taking their kids out of the schools here.
Sadly, not tough at all. There's other options.
Lindsay Gregory, who started a Facebook page to bring awareness to the bullying in their school district, just wants the parents to be heard by leaders in the administration.
What we as parents can do along with staff to come together and try and get a handle on this bullying thing.
Reporting in Thief River Falls, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
The superintendent says due to the legal requirement to keep student confidentiality, the district cannot share details about any potential disciplinary action.
If you need help with an issue in your community, you can call our whistleblower hotline too. The number is there on your screen, 701-369-3187. Leave us your tip and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it.
Well, the weekend is here and is shaping up to be a busy week ahead in the weather department. First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joins us with the details. Hutch.
Thanks, Justin. Happy Friday night, everyone. Here's what you need to know. We are monitoring several rounds of snow, and once we get through the weekend, things do increase in intensity. We'll have some Saturday snow. It looks like it's mainly going to be north, but on Monday, an Alberta clipper with some accumulation possible for some areas, shovelable snow. Tuesday through Thursday, a good old-fashioned Colorado low moves through, and we know what that means. Some heavier snow potential, especially for one that is slow moving through, taking a couple days to do so. So on Wednesday, with the Colorado low making its way in, South Dakota will have seen snow for most of the day. Our southern counties will see some impacts Wednesday evening. And then Thursday, more widespread snow and wind make their way through. Regional impacts look likely, and for some of our counties, we'll have significant snow potential. For tonight, quiet and mild temperatures across the area. Get out and enjoy tonight and tomorrow. We have milder air out to the west. It's heading our way for the day. Tomorrow, a few clouds out there, and again, our international border counties will see the best chance at a little bit of light snow as we go through the nighttime hours. Your hour-by-hour forecast and update on all of our snowy systems coming up in a moment.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thanks, Hutch.
Officials say in just 2 years, illegal crossings at the Canadian border have gone from 16,000 to 142,000. And they've captured more than 1,200 people at the North Dakota border in the past 4 months alone. State leaders are calling the numbers concerning. Senator Kevin Kramer says legal migration could benefit the economy.
I personally believe that we need to work a lot harder on the legal immigration side, as well as on people seeking asylum, and providing a better opportunity for them to go to work rather than pay them not to work.
Kramer says his goal is to increase funding for customs and border protection, as well as use of drone technology for observation. Tonight, several local brides and grooms are scrambling to secure new photographers and videographers after receiving an email from Tolman Media stating the business is abruptly closing its doors.
Tolman was well known for offering below market prices for wedding packages, which some other local photographers say could have been a warning sign, a red flag when booking vendors for your big day.
cheaper doesn't always equate to better.
Anybody with a camera or a cell phone can do this. What sets them apart is the passion that they put into the project, and how they go about doing it.
North Dakota Attorney General's office says as of this morning it has not received any complaints about this company, but they are prepared to investigate. So if you are either a photographer or a couple impacted by this closure, we have a link to where you can submit a claim on our VNL News app. We have an update tonight on a story we've been following for months now. An external review of the NDSU cheer program has now been completed and released.
This comes after the head coach, Verona Winkler, resigned in November following accusations of verbal, emotional, and physical abuse. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie joins us now with a look at what progress has been made since then. Courtney?
Yeah, Stacy, Justin, thanks. The 9-page review includes interviews with the athletic department and 11 cheerleaders. It found none of the types of abuse allegations that led to this report. It does cite a lack of support by NDSU athletics. Cheerleaders say they don't have access to the weight room used by other athletes, and they don't get the same level of care from trainers since they're not a competition team. But Michelle Donaraski from ABST Law, who conducted the review, writes, in conclusion, the current culture of the cheer team is positive and appears to be an improvement from the previous coach. The team roster size recently dropped from 18 to 12, which the program believes does increase the risk of injury. But the report found there doesn't appear to be any immediate safety concerns. Stacy?
All right, thanks so much, Courtney. And you can read that full report and more on what led up to the investigation right on our website, valleynewslive.com. Just click on this story.
New tonight, U.S. Representative Angie Greg has returned to Minnesota, and she's sharing the violent and vulgar messages she's receiving following her attack at her Washington, D.C. apartment building.
Last week in Washington was an attack that was completely random on me, but the calls coming in now, they're very specific.
These messages, her office say, came after a Fox News segment criticizing Democrats for their policing policies.
It's been 1 year since 2 trains went off the tracks near Frazee. An eastbound train derailed and caused a parked train in the westbound lane to also go off the tracks. Officials say some of the cars were carrying lithium batteries or petroleum. The cleanup was quite an ordeal, and some residents were evacuated from their homes.
New for you tonight, the North Dakota State House of Representatives heard 7 more bills today related to transgender people.
Joel Crane tells us what passed, what didn't, and why.
North Dakota's lawmakers couldn't be more divided about gender-affirming care.
This needs to be written in our criminal code. We have to have a criminal violation for butchering children and for changing them and playing on a dysphoria.
Gender-affirming care is suicide prevention. Prohibiting this care would be devastating.
House Bill 1254 would make it a Class B felony, on par with manslaughter and punishable by a 10-year, $20,000 fine to perform gender-affirming surgery on someone under 18.
Final vote shows 66 yea, 25 nay, 3 absent, not voting. House Bill 1254 is declared passed.
Another bill that passed, House Bill 1474, would require collection of vital statistics to align with sex assigned at birth.
You shouldn't be finding a lot of prostate cancer among females, which you would if you don't actually report based on their biological sex.
But those opposed see a change in reporting as eliminating a group of people from the state's statistics.
This is just a complete overreach of our government, and again, another example of us just trying to limit and erase certain people from our society.
But not all the trans bills passed. One would have allowed social workers to practice conversion therapy if someone asked for it.
It's a healthcare freedom bill. All it says is that if the individual consents, they know what the treatment's going to be, and the social worker is comfortable with it, they can together go forward and treat or have a plan or whatever it may be to get them where they want to be in their life.
However, that's not how those who are opposed to the bill saw it.
We didn't care about healthcare freedom when we were telling parents what kind of care they can give to their children. We didn't care about healthcare freedom when we told kids what kind of care they can get. So I don't think it has any bearing on this bill now to talk about healthcare freedom, Mr. Speaker.
The House passed 2 other trans-adjacent bills today, one codifying parental rights and one prohibiting people from updating their birth records without first getting gender-affirming surgery.
It's Joel Crane reporting. Earlier this week, the House passed 2 bills that would bar trans girls and women from participating in girls and women's sports. Those bills and the bills passed today did so with a veto-proof majority.
More than 900,000 Minnesota workers don't currently get sick paid time off, but a bill moving through the legislature could change that. Employees would be guaranteed 1 hour of paid sick leave for every 30 hours worked, up to 48 hours per year. Unused time up to 80 hours would then be carried over to the next year. Workers would qualify once they've worked for their employer for as little as 80 hours. Violations could result in a $10,000 fine for employers who don't provide this. North Dakota does not require an employer to offer either paid or unpaid sick days. The bill passed the House and is now under review by the Senate Finance Committee.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, recruitment for law enforcement is down nationwide. We'll show you a new effort to tackle the problem.
Finally, fabulous Friday weather with a gorgeous setting sun. We're going to pause this right there. If you listen close, you can hear the sun dogs were out barking tonight. I got to tell you, though, we have some wild weather ahead. It begins this weekend with a clipper, another clipper Monday, and a Colorado low to top it off. Details next.